In times of change, one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is to reflect and be honest with what are some of the costs and trade-offs that we're going to face through the process. And I was having this conversation with my parents the other evening, and we were Zooming because we don't live very close to each other. And all of a sudden, my mom just felt something on her shoulder, and she was like, "Oh, what is that?" And my dad pulls a caterpillar out from her collar, and he goes, "Oh, I hate the caterpillars." Just a quick pause. My parents have a butterfly garden planted at their house. And it started in this discussion of my dad saying, "Oh, the caterpillars, they just eat all the leaves, and I hate that." And I said, but in order to have the butterflies, you have to have the caterpillars. And in that moment, it was such a simple example of anytime there's something that we're going for and we want, if we let ourselves be honest with what are some of the costs of that change, that transition, then we can be better prepared to set ourselves up and frame that in such a way that, for example, if I want the butterflies, I need to be at peace with having the caterpillars eat the leaves. Now, it's an overly simplified example, but it's the same if we're talking about transformations within a company or transformations within your own life, right? Is that when we take a moment to just pause and do a little bit of reflection, and sometimes it happens in both directions, right? Sometimes we're only focused on the caterpillars and we forget the beauty of what we're actually working towards. But when we're sitting there thinking, this is going to be great, it can be such a gift to make sure that we have that honest balance of what are the costs, what are the benefits, and why am I doing this? So, as you're approaching your next change or your next transformation, take a moment to pause and reflect and say, what are my butterflies? What are my caterpillars?